So I've had a couple requests now from folks that want to see how I process things when I get done doing the street scrap run. What do I do here at the house before I get ready to head over to the scrapyard? So today is as good a day as any to do that. What you can see here is I've got some steel pipe that was too long for the bed. Now under normal circumstances I could just leave this like this and go the way it is, but I also picked up a microwave and a couple of ceiling fans, actually 3 ceiling fans, and I want to try to get some of the outer shell steel off of them before I go over to the yard so that I can take that in with me. Alright, so I think then the way to do this is we're just going to put the gate down, and we're going to have a bunch of stuff that's going to slip, and then we'll deal with that as we need to. So there's the microwave. Okay, now you'll recall during the load I purposely put the microwave back by the tailgate on the one side of the truck, knowing that I wanted to process it before going to the yard. Usually this helps make it a little easier, avoid stacking stuff on top of it and things like that. Sometimes you're lucky and you can do it. Sometimes you just have to dig around more later on. Alright, so the clouds are breaking up, letting the sun come through, so that's cool. Alright, microwave, will you come out? Relatively easy, let's find out. Oh, wait a minute. First things first. Aluminum. This is a common problem. I try to avoid this, but sometimes it just happens this way. Of course, you all know that you pull the plugs because those are brass, and we have insulated copper wire. Business end is over here, which is where all the controls are, so that makes sense. Okay, so at this point there's a lot of unscrewing that goes on here. Now, if you're in a hurry, or if you just want to focus on the transformer and the magnetron, you just go to the heavy side, usually where the controls are, pop that side open, and you can usually get at those, sometimes not. Now, in this bigger over-the-range type, I want to get at all the motors and fans that are in there. So I'm going to unscrew the entire outer shell. I'm going to save you the drudgery of watching me do that, and we're going to jump right forward to when I get to the low-grade board. Transformer, switches, IC, so a good board to do some depopulating on. light. We'll get it out of there, why not? It's not worth messing around with that one. Table motor. And everybody's got their own little twists on whether or not they scrap these small motors. So it's really your personal preference. That is a small motor, and there's, it's copper bearing. So whatever you want to do there. Frequently it comes down to what you have time and tools to do. Let's put this excess cable out of the way here real quick. Try to position this so that you can see. So what you're looking at here, you got the transformer, you've got the magnetron, you've got another motor here for a fan, all right, and then a low grade board here. Nice low grade board with a big copper chunk on it. I'll get at that later on. Some more insulated copper wire. So that's a nice little fan there. You can see the nice copper on that motor. That's just trash, but that's a real nice copper motor right there. K&D Scrapping does a real good job showing you how to pull apart all those motors. So K&D Scrapping is a real good one to look for that. So there's a nice big heavy transformer, and That side, unfortunately, is aluminum. Hopefully that side is copper. I'll check it later on. We're still really heavy. But it's heavy because of the iron, the metal parts. Alright, we got another fan here. Excuse me, another motor. I don't know why I said fan. Alright, so there's another nice copper motor. That'll be aluminum, and you just need to bust out the bearing. So that's the magnetron. I cannot stress enough how important it is to be careful with magnetrons. Yes, there's aluminum, brass, copper inside there, but there's also a substance called beryllium oxide, which if you crack the ceramic and it becomes powderized and you inhale it, it will kill you. It destroys your lungs. It's used because it's transparent to microwaves, but it is fatal to humans. Now, I'm not going to show you how to take these apart, but if you want to learn how to do it, you can go to K&D Scrapping. He's got a video on how to take these apart. Get this board out here real quick. That's like a silver mylar. So for the push buttons, if you're inclined to go after that, I am not. This is just going to go in a shred. I go after the old silver mylars from keyboards because those have pretty good silver content. But these guys are just a little too hard to get at, and I don't feel like messing with it. Because I also want to make sure I get to the yard, scrap yard, and get this stuff out of here before they close today. Right, so there was our low-grade board, and we'll finish depopulating that later on. Okay, so now we have the problem that I got no place to put the microwave back in, so we'll have to make room for it. It happens, I'm not worried about it. You just screws out of the way. So microwaves are nice large openings, so great place to put stuff in. Get you up out of the way for a minute. That should now, some of the other things I want to take care of. We'll deal with figuring out how to close this up in a little bit. So we also picked up 3 ceiling fans. I like to process those a little bit before I head over to the scrapyard. What I'm going to do is remove the drop pipes and any of the decorative shells that are around the motors. Now I won't process the motors until later on, but I want to get the shred off of them so that I can take that with me when I head over to the yard. A number of folks have done videos on scrapping ceiling fans. I'll do one at some point probably. So why don't we just get through that? It shouldn't be that big a deal. This should cut pretty easy. I'm hoping. Here we go. Hey, how's it going? Awesome. All right, so the next trick here is, so I don't have to cut all of that other pipe, is let's just see if we can get the gate closed by lifting this stuff. Show here. Yay! Okay. Oh, I forgot about this. Well, we're not going to put the tailgate down again just for this guy. Well, they already took the ballast out, and all I want to do is get at these guys, put a copper in the brass. They're already breaking up for me. That's pretty cool. All right. We'll get insulated copper wire and brass out of these. Now I want to arrange things so that it's a safe drive. All right, I'm going to check the load here, make sure it's safe, make sure we don't have things falling out. Plus, I got some things in the garage from scrapping during the week that I want to put in here and take in with the shred. You know, it's really important to check your load before you hit the road. You don't want to get pulled over by a police officer, but more importantly, you don't want to risk something falling out of your truck or your trailer and damaging somebody's car, or worse yet, injuring someone. You know, it's not just the legal hassles and a lawsuit or an insurance claim, but it's knowing that you hurt somebody. You just don't want to carry that around. So take a few minutes and check your load and to the best that you can. If you got to throw some straps or some line on there to keep everything in place, you know, go ahead and do it. If you got anything hanging out of the back of your truck, go ahead and put a caution flag on it. It's not that hard. That'd take but a few minutes. I'm about ready to go, and I had planned on recording while I was out the yard, but I pushed the wrong button on the GoPro, so I didn't record. That's just stupid me, and it was a real shame too, because some of the guys came over and said hi and waved, and they were all excited about being on the camera, so hopefully I can catch them the next time I'm over there. All right, well, I'm going to wrap up a few little odds and ends here, clean up the workspace, and head on over. You all have a great day, and we will see you again later on.